My name is Yusuf Adam. You can call me the Wizard Grammarian.
Janice Padity.
Christ-like Balfour and Prince.
So say Bernie Beyonce.
I attend Bridgeport Junior Academy.
Bridgeport Junior Academy.
Head of Academics, Bridgeport Junior Academy.
Keep watching
JTV.
JTV.
On the program.
What do you say?
What do we say?
What do we say?
I do encourage everybody to subscribe to JTV on YouTube.
When it comes to the number 6, there is a word flatulence.
Yes, flatulence.
Flatulence. So when we pass air through our anus,
yes, anus.
You also use that word. So I want to know if it's correct.
All right, that's great. And if I may make correction here, it is anus. Anus instead anus. Okay. Anus. Well, if you pass that kind of thing through your anus, we have lots of expressions. One, if you want to sound euphemistic, then you can say that Kofi has stepped on the frog. Kofi has stepped on a frog. Or you can say Amma has stepped on a duck. So you can either use duck or frog. Okay. However, if you want to sound informal, you can say I'm a child. Okay. So these are the words one could use. For example, if you want to sound more formal, you can say that, oh Charlie, I think our brother has stepped on a frog. Our sister has stepped on a duck. If you want to sound informal, for example, the students are talking to one another, you can say that, oh Charlie, I think Amma just chat. So these are the things that you can use. And sometimes some people would like to express it this way: Kofi has flatulated. That one too is acceptable, but not to the extent. Okay, so these words are welcome if one wants to emphasize the fact that one is trying to release that thing from the anus, the air. Okay, so henceforth you can say I stepped on a duck because I had stomach upset. All right, and then you can say that Kofi stepped on a frog because she had stomach upset, and then Amma chagged because she ate satay sauce. Instead grana soup, you can say satay sauce. Okay. Yes, Kate, you may ask questions.
When one is overweight, please can you say that he or she is big?
All right, that's a great question. He asked, and the past tense of asked is pronounced asked. Okay, if you want to pronounce the past tense of asked, you don't have to say he asked. It's an error. You say he asked. He asked me a question. If you want to talk about the past tense of to ask, it's pronounced asked, and the past tense of walk is pronounced walked. So I can say I walked home yesterday, and not I walked home yesterday. And this one is asked. Past tense is pronounced asked. So he asked me a question yesterday. So the question the boy asked is $1,000. Whether we can call somebody big, yes, it is acceptable, but that one is a little bit informal. A big boy is informal. It's just like saying Biggie and BG. If you say Biggie, that means the person is overweight, but if you say BG, that means the person is famous, is illustrious person. Okay, so you can say he is big, but that one is a little bit formal or informal. Okay, that's very good. Yes. Yes, absolutely. That's great. One can say chubby, and that word is an informal. You can say chubby, spelled that's CHUBBY. So I can say it's chubby, and it's acceptable. But that one too is an informal word, meaning that it can be used in an informal sector. Okay, so you can say chubby. But when you are using it, make sure it is used informally and not formal context. That's great.
Can you say she bypassed
She bypassed me. Well, you want to know whether it is correct to say she bypassed me. You can say she walked past me. She walked past me. But when the thing is inanimate, you can use bypass. For example, the robot bypassed me, but human being, he walked past me. Okay, that's great. Or you can say the car bypassed me. That one too is acceptable, and it is chiefly used in the USA.
Please, my question is, you said the ASKED is pronounced ast. So does it mean any word ending with the letter D is supposed to pronounce T?
Okay, that's a great question. But what I said was that the past tense of us is spelled that's ASKED, but the pronunciation is asked. I'm talking about its phonology. That means phonological difference. So meaning that the past tense of us, instead of saying asked, the correct form or pronunciation is asked. So it is not so that when the word ends AED is supposed to be asked. Okay, it only focuses the past tense of to ask, and which is pronounced asked. So instead of saying I asked him a question yesterday, you can say I asked him a question yesterday. As in walk, you walked home is laughable. It's supposed to be you walked home. Okay, I walked home yesterday, and not I walked home yesterday. I washed my uniform, and not I washed my uniform. I washed. We use the ST to pronounce it when it comes to it past tense. So I can say I washed my uniform yesterday. Here in Ghana, we normally think that when the word ends ED is pronounced ed, as in I washed my uniform. That is not so. Okay, all right.
I think we also have to do the whole session about this learning. But I also want to ask, what about lock? The past tense of lock.
Yes, it's pronounced locked. That's very good. Locked. Yes, locked. So I locked the door. I locked the door. And don't you forget that P-O-O-R is pronounced pour and not pour. As in door, D-O-O-R is door, so P-O-O-R is pronounced pour and not pour. For example, poor performance is poor performance. Okay, that's very good. And don't you think that you want to feel a little bit startled? Here in Ghana, people think that when you are speaking the correct expression, you are being prime and proper. When we say prime and proper, it means in chi or chenoho, which is an error. Okay, you are not being prime and proper, and the prime is P-R-I-M and the proper is P-R-O-P-E-R. Prime and proper. You are not being prime and proper. Meanwhile, you want to speak the correct expression. So if you are doing the best, keep doing it. Okay, and you'll be taken from ignorance to knowledgeability. Well, this makes Elvis leaves the building. When you say Elvis leaves the building, it means everything has come to an end. It means we bring down the curtain for today's lesson. My name once again is Yusuf Adam. You can call me the Wizard Grammarian and Cheerio.